Yo guys, so today we're gonna address another issue that occurred on my Beamer. As one problem you solve, the next one occurs. So that's how it is with BMWs. I will just show it to you. Let's jump in the car. Let's start the car. So yeah, maybe you already noticed the EML light is shining, and every time I give it a little bit of gas, the idle is rough, and yeah, it doesn't sound good. So some of you maybe are already familiar with the EML light. I was not, so I did my research online and connected my computer to the ECU, and I read the fault codes, and yeah, we have a problem with electronic throttle valve battery that we have here. For this car, it has Siemens MS42 ECU, and the throttle body is half controlled with the cable, and the other half is with potentiometers for fail-safe of the cable, I guess. So yeah, and we're just going to remove it and try to figure out what's the problem there. So yeah, and the error code was showing short circuit on potentiometers, the second potentiometer. So yeah, let's see what we can do, because these parts are very expensive, so we will try to fix it. So yeah, let's just remove it now. So now we're gonna remove my custom made air box, the filter, the MAF sensor, this hose, and disconnect the MAF sensor, and one metal clip that we have here.
Got kick.
Going to remove the disavow for better access to the bulbs down here. So now I've disconnected the connector right there, and we need to remove the torque screws right here, and another one is right there. Those are T40. Gentle. Now it's a good time to check your disavow flap. That's a common problem on these engines, that they break and go inside the intake manifold. So I already checked mine like a few months ago, so it seems okay. You can upgrade them with some metal parts that cannot get loose and so on, but I haven't upgraded mine yet. That's in the future to come. So now we have a lot more space to work with. It's a good idea to cover the diesel intake, and I am going to put some paper in here, just a protection, and yeah, then I'm gonna start to unbolt those clamps right there. These bolts right there are 6mm as original BMW clamps. It's very hard to get this bolt right there, I guess. Yep, maybe you can see it. That one, Yes. So I found a way how to get to the bolt that's behind the boot. It just went from the down under like this, and then we can put it like this and we can unbolt it. Okay, let's try to remove the boot now. The small one first. Probably haven't moved in ages. I guess we need to loosen the clamp a little bit more right there, the small one. So I have loosened a little bit the clamp, and now it seems like, yeah, it's coming off. Now the big one. So I got the boot off. I noticed that you have to unscrew these clamps a lot, so they are very loose. So that's when it's very easy to remove it. So now we have to remove these bolts. Unscrew these 1, 2 on top and 2 at the bottom. You can see one there and one should be there. Yep. And we have to unscrew these small bolts that are holding the electronic components right there and the ground, and this one right here. So first we're gonna go with these. These are 10mm. So seems like right here there should have been another bolt, but there's not. So for you, maybe you have to unscrew this one then. So there's another 10mm right here, and seems like we will need to remove the dipstick. So down there is this dipstick bolt, right? This one, it's 13mm. Okay, it seems like we won't need to remove it fully because we can get this thing off. Yes, move it a little bit, just enough to remove the... So yeah, there's one clip right there. Need to unplug it. Now, how to remove this clip? If you can't get to it, I press the metal spring like this and pried it a little bit with the screwdriver from the side, and that's it, and it's off. So these components move enough, wiggle enough so that we can get to the bolts and remove the throttle body assembly. Now let's unbolt the throttle body. Now if we try to remove it, move it upwards and then out. My bad. So this is off. There's another cable, this one. It needs to be removed, I guess, and the cable was inside like this. I just pulled it out. It has a round tip. So how we remove this connector right here? We just twist it like this and then try to get it off, I guess. These plastic clips on those BMWs, damn. So I got off the connector and I used these kind of pliers to open it because it's from plastic and it's very hard to open it by hand. I do use pliers and gently open it like this. Lefty, Rosie, righty, tighty. So I have removed the throttle body and I did the same thing. Put in some paper so cover it from debris getting inside. And here we have the throttle body. So yeah, that's how it looks like. Now we're gonna remove this cover right here and see what's inside. As you can see, we have clips right here all around the cap. We're gonna try to get them loose. Very hard to open these bolts, very stuck in the plastic. This part is the magnetic, that's magnet. Now we need to unbolt this bolt. It's gonna be pretty hard. So what I'm using a screwdriver and putting it inside in this groove right here, so we can move the metal outwards and we can unbolt this thing. I don't have vice grips in this garage, so it's gonna be a lot harder. We'll have to hold it like this and then put the screwdriver like this and hold it like this and then mash it with the hammer. by placing the throttle body like this and hitting it from above, you have to be careful not to break this part right here. There's a plastic thingy, you can break it easily. So if you have removed this part before this one, then I guess it's no problem, but in my case, yeah, I have to be careful. After a few minutes of smashing this bolt, it seems like we will now be able to open it, maybe. Let's try. Of course it's not gonna be, yep. Don't even think about it. So we had success with this bolt. I was hitting here, so let loose the indented parts and hitting from the side like this, and it started moving. So let's just continue like this. So it's off. I have damaged a little bit the magnet, but nothing serious, only a few dents. I guess that's, if you're I was extra careful, trying to be extra careful, but still some damage done, but that's like nothing serious. It won't affect the magnet. So now that I removed the bolt, this thing is closing all the way and there is no resistance. Before that it was getting stuck somewhere here, but now it's closing all the way. So maybe I did something when I was hammering the bolt, maybe. But okay, we still need to remove it and check the potentiometers on this side. And I think I'm going to assemble it and not gonna bother with this side, maybe, because now it works properly. Maybe that's the problem here. So how I got off the magnet, I used one screwdriver here, one there, and pried it pretty hard, and it came off. I damaged a little bit of plastic here, but it's all good. Now I'm going to assemble everything back together. I cleaned it with contact spray here, but there's nothing else I can do. So I cannot remove it and don't want to damage it. So I'm just gonna assemble everything back together, and yes, because the flap is now working correctly, maybe that will fix the problem. I hope. I'm not gonna bother with this side because yeah, I don't want to damage anything. So yeah, I will just try this. I'm gonna assemble it, put it back on. If it doesn't work, then I'm gonna move to this side. I know it's extra work, but I better do extra work than damage this thing. Now I have assembled the magnet back. I used a little bit of dielectric Vaseline inside here. So if I have to remove it again, it's gonna be a lot easier. So I decided I'm going to look for this type of bolt, but only hex, so we can fit the 12mm on it or 13mm on it. And yeah, that's it for today. So we're gonna finish tomorrow. It's getting late.